Hi. What if the hardest part of being a caregiver is not the work? What if it is the loneliness, which then evolves into not finding the help you need most? That's why I wrote a book for family caregivers called Beating the Isolation Trap. Because I watch people I love slowly disappearing behind the responsibilities of caregiving. And I also watched a small group of people, friends, who beat the isolation trap. Because of the latter, especially, I was desperate to reach more family givers because I believe that if they read this book, that they would find ways that could help them break free from isolation as well. And they would actually regain their full lives again. For family caregivers, there is so much focus put on the person they're caring for that many times they forget themselves. But love does not require you to relinquish your own identity, your interests, your civic involvement. But it happens too often, probably more often than I can count. Let me give you an example. After I returned home to Florida, I watched with fresh eyes, and my mother would not mind me saying this, but I watched with fresh eyes to see how everything in my mother's life revolved around caring for my sister. Friendships she had for years just faded into conversations, twice, 3 times a year. Activities and business opportunities were, they disappeared. Everything was centered on what she needed to do to survive. Even the nonprofit that we built together had to take a back seat. We had to put it on pause for years. She loves her family so deeply, but somewhere along the way, she stopped making room for herself. Watching my mother during those years just really changed the way I looked at my own life. Honestly, I'd followed in her footsteps. So perhaps I also wrote the book for myself because I needed to beat the isolation trap. Anyway, I want all family caregivers to know that they don't have to lose themselves while caring for someone they love. That asking for connection isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And so if this book helps even one caregiver reconnect with their own purpose, with hope, if they can find peace and find community and let go of some of the undue stress that is just a part of the family caregiving journey, then this book is so worth it. It's exactly what I prayed that it would be. But I know this book can reach more than just one person. Because I know right now, at this very moment, there is a family caregiver who's sitting in a hospital room, that's sitting in a waiting room for the umpteenth time, and there are caregivers all over this country who are at kitchen tables looking at documents, trying to figure out what is this. Can't get a clear answer from the professionals they're calling, from people who've never been a caregiver in their lives. They're struggling. They're overwhelmed. And I believe this book can help. So this book is for them. And I hope that they find it.